Good afternoon. Happy Monday. I wanted to talk about setting goals. Chatting with some of my favorite people today, uh, friends and clients through the week I catch up with. And, they keep me accountable, I keep them accountable. We hey, I'm reading this book, I'm doing that, or whatever. And I was reminded that consistency is key, right? Um, in the last few days, I've heard people say to me, and around my orbit, my world, well, at this point, I'm just going to wait till New Year's, to kind of start again with the diet or start again, right? And when I hear that, when people say that, I think to myself, but what happens then, right? Do you have a plan? And most times when I looked up this morning as I was working on my blog, because my goal is, one of my main goals this coming year is to blog every day. And I was chatting with this young woman who, she is a virtual assistant. And I put it out there in this women's entrepreneur group, like, hey, I think I need somebody like this to help me put some pieces together. And so her and I were Zooming just before, and we were chatting, and I was like, hey, this book, this, that, and she's telling me. And so we set up a time to do exactly that, kind of help each other out and figure some things out. But my point is, my point is, when people say, hey, I'm going to wait, or whatever, I was working on my blog. That's where I was. I was working on my blog. And I said to myself, okay, wait. If we all wait to the New Year's for the resolution, right? And you're like, okay, well, what's my resolution going to be? And I did this a few years ago because I had no idea what it meant to set a goal. And chatting with somebody today, he was like, well, I know you say write down your goals. So I know people hear me. But yeah, I never thought if you wrote it down, you have a 45% better chance to attain it. So every week I ask my clients, write your goals down, write it down, put it, and I write it down in a journal, I write it down in a calendar, I write it on, in notebooks sometimes. I write it, rewrite it, why not? If you have a 45 better chance to succeed at whatever goal you're writing, why don't you write it down? So anyway, if 25% of us, the first month in January, and if you think about it, right, you go to a gym in January, you see it all over the time, all over the place. You can't, not now, of course, it's a whole different world right now, but you can't get a machine or a spot in the class because everybody says, this is the year, this is the time, this is when I'm going to do it, here we go, right? Do you have a plan? Because that's what it is. It's changing habits. It's little things. Like, I always talk about 1% better, and the truth of it is, if you don't make certain changes, you're not going to be successful at it. So anyway, 25% of us, right, for that month, do really well. 25 after you make the resolution. That means 75 of us already have not. And then only 8% continue on after that first month. So I was chatting with somebody today, and I was talking about books and all that. And there are, I have a link, and I will put it in the comments. I've been listening to crazy books and just amazing books in the last year or two. I think even more with COVID, because if I could kind of drown out sometimes my own head, or, not even just because of COVID, but my world and my life, and just, I want to rather learn than kind of replay things sometimes. So new things go in all the time. And so all these books are just kind of been bits and pieces. One book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, is exactly that. What do you do to make habit change? Well, it's the idea, if you put the floss And he talks about this in the book and on his YouTube videos and everywhere else. If you put the floss in the drawer, you're not going to use it. If you put it by the sink, by where you turn it on, how many times are you going to use it? So if you set up your area, if you want to be successful, my journal's right next to me in bed. You know, I wake up, I lean over, and I grab my journal. I go to sleep, I put my journal down. I start my morning that way, and I end my day that way. And to me, that's huge. I've never even considered doing that. But now that I kind of have some space there, it's a place where it kind of is a good place for me to reach over and grab it and kind of write my thoughts. Nothing wrong with it. I wanted to show you also something that I've been really kicking around and trying. I have a 30-day group on Facebook that when I first started, I was like, all right, these are things we're doing and all that. And I've been working on trying to get this group to be more of my program. And then when I started, you know, of course, when I'm working with my clients and all, I'm listening to them, and I showed them like a checklist of mine. And then it became something that they started using and started using the whole checklist idea. And I figured, hey, maybe I'll try something like this, putting it together. It's an I Am Healthy Habits. And look at that. I even turned the video the right way because I have it flip, 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 flip. And I am remembering to do it. And that's how you change a habit. And some of these things are like from my morning routine. What I tell my clients, what I've read that you should try, that costs like nothing other than a little bit of time usually and a little bit of intention. So like, how long in a day are you tech free? First thing in the morning. I'm getting better at it. I'm not 100%. I think I'm getting back to it. But I loved when I did not look at social media first thing in the morning. It was huge. And when I did it, it was like, I said to myself, before I had a phone, I didn't do that, right? You woke up, you slapped your alarm, you got out of bed. You didn't know what the world was doing around you, but it was okay. With COVID, I think for me, it was like, and I started looking at my phone more. And right before that, I was really doing pretty well with it. So I'd like to get back with that. Getting out of bed early is another excellent habit to do. Drinking water with lemon. How many glasses? So the idea behind it, what my clients and I have been doing is you kind of fill it in, like how many hours a day, what time do you want to wake up, how many glasses of water do you want to kind of, for the first week. It's a 30-day challenge, but I don't think things in 30 days. I think it in small bits. I sing a theme song every day and dance to it, and I stretch on my vibration plate every day. A lot of my clients have bought one, trying it out. Massage roller. It's another, like, what's 10 minutes if you add it into your healthy habits for the day. Meditation, and here's the thing is, do you have to do all of them? No. Can you do all of them? Can you do all of them like first week? I wouldn't suggest it. I tried like one or two of these, and now I've added a bunch of them, and you just kind of more and more habits. But meditation is huge, and everybody should do it. We definitely have a nicer world. And then reading affirmations and things that are important to you. I want that light. Thank you. Glare. I want the glare. I write my goals every day because I tell my clients to write it at least once a week, and some of them actually write it for what they're looking to do. And I can't really see without these things. And I'm trying to consider if I should wear contacts again. Did you fast today? Were you plant-based today? And how many minutes did you work out? So the way I see this is you check it off. You fill it out. You check it off, right? you check it off. And then it's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And that way, you know, like I get the whole, it's the first day of the year, blah, blah, blah. But every day you wake up, it's the first. So to me, like, I get New Year's, I get it, but if you're waiting to do the right thing for yourself for New Year's, you have an 8% chance to do it that way. So I would highly suggest not to try that way. Even if you take this, I'm going to post this somewhere, and just like pick out them, you know, for yourself. That's how I did. I listened to a book and went, what do you mean people journal and write goals and meditate, and why the hell do they have a theme song, and, you know, what do you mean like decluttering and you know, detoxing from social media is a good idea. And as I started learning them, I was like, I'm going to tell other people this stuff too. And that's kind of how I get to sit there with a woman who, she's in Montana, and she was a vet, and then she moved with her husband, who's in the Air Force, to Montana, and I get to sit there and talk about possibly working together with her and I, and see where it goes. So who knows where it goes, but you know, it is very cool to be able to share this stuff, and I hope that everybody thinks a little bit more of like what I can do today instead of what I'm going to do of the first of the year, because the first of the year comes and goes, and it's what we do each day. So I hope you have a great Monday, and I'll chat with you tomorrow. Bye.